Hi, I'm Amanda, and I'm a quantum healer and past life regressionist. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how everything around us has a spirit. And when I say everything, I mean literally everything. Not just your plants, not just your pets, not just your family members, but your devices, your cars, your microwave, your notebook, your house. Everything has a spirit. And it may not necessarily be the exact same type of vibration that our spirits vibrate at, but they have an essence. And when you start to understand that everything around you has a spirit or has an essence, you're able to start to more deeply understand how to move through life more mindfully. You start to realize how truly connected everything really is. And I want to just share a few fun stories about how I've learned this lesson a few times in my life. Most recently, I was having a lot of issues with my car. His name is Nigel. Yes, I've named him. So Nigel has been getting nails in his tires a lot lately. And it's been very interesting because the tire that gets the nail has rotated around him. So it started out with his front left tire, and then it moved to his front right tire, and then it moved to his back right tire, and it's just been kind of going around, right? And the interesting thing is that these nails have been showing up in his tires once every few weeks, which is very unusual, right? And I just started to notice that this pattern was happening, and I started to feel that like there was something that he was trying to tell me. Meanwhile, I really hadn't been taking very good care of him. Shame on me, but I had been a little bit negligent. I hadn't replaced his registration sticker. I'd just been sort of dragging my feet on putting the new one on. I hadn't gotten him washed in a few months. I just wasn't really putting a lot of TLC into my car. And he was putting up a fit. I could tell that he was upset with me. And I have this USB cable that I connect to my car that allows me to use the GPS, allows me to use Apple CarPlay to play my music, so on and so forth. And he just stopped working with the USB. I even tried buying a different USB and it wouldn't work. I couldn't get my Apple CarPlay to work. So I knew that there was something going on. And also, concurrently, I had a little injury in my left hip. And his most recent tire that got a nail in it was his back left tire. So when I made that connection, I realized that one, I had been neglecting his needs and not taking good care of him. And two, I had actually been transferring my bad energy into him. And that's why his back left tire was injured, just like my my left hip. So I took some action, right? I went and got his tire fixed. Usually I'll have my partner do it for me. I'll have him like bring the car into the shop. But this time I was like, no, I need to be the one to do it. This is my job. So I took him in to get his tire fixed. I took him for a car wash. I replaced his registration sticker, and I just started to surround him with white light and positive energy so that he didn't have to keep on taking any bad energy that I was bringing into him. And sure enough, the USB Apple CarPlay started just spontaneously working again. And I could just tell that when it started working again, Nigel was just so much happier. Like I could just feel it. And now every time I get into him, I fill him with white light. I put white light around him, and I just make sure that I'm always filling him with positive energy because, again, he's got a spirit. And his spirit is sensitive to mine. So the energy that I put into him really does affect him. And I'd always known that, but I'm human. We're all human. Sometimes we slip up a little bit, right? So that was just really affirming for me about my car soul. Another car related example I have, I had another car that was actually a secondhand car. So it was used. And I know that car had been driven pretty hard before I got it. So I think, unfortunately, it had just absorbed a lot of really tough energy. And one day while I was driving this car on the freeway, it spontaneously combusted. Yes, my car set on fire. And I was that person on the side of the freeway on the shoulder watching my car up in flames. And thankfully, when this happened, my car had the strength to warn me about it to get out. So I was there with my friend, and the car engine light went on, and we both saw it. And I can't remember what the message was anymore, but he basically told us to get out of the car. By he, I'm referring to the car, but the car told us to get out, and we got out. We started smelling smoke and fumes, and we saw fluid dripping from the front, and soon enough there was a huge fire coming out of the front of the car, and yeah, it just spontaneously, burst into flames, and we had to be rescued by firefighters and the whole thing. And it was just so clear to me when that happened that that was a result of all the really rough, sort of aggressive driving and treatment that car had received before I got it. And I actually connected with that car afterwards through quantum healing, which is, the technique that I practice. And when I spoke to my car, because I just wanted to check on it, I felt really bad leaving it behind. It was just like a mangled, burnt up mess when I left it in the tow yard for the insurance to come and look at. So I wanted to check in with my car. And I asked it, how are you doing? Like, are you okay? I'm so sorry I had to leave you. And the car was like, I'm so glad that I was able to do my job. I was able to warn you before I set on fire so that you could get out. So the car was like really happy that it had done its job. And then it was like, just really happy to be at peace and to finally like be ready to rest wherever it went. So, just again, like another illustration that everything has a spirit, everything has a soul, even your car, even your phone. And it's just really important to be mindful and to treat everything around you with the same kind of thoughtfulness, gentleness, loving care that you would treat yourself, or that you would treat, the other beings that you have around you. And you'll notice that as you start to move through life with this deeper sense of connectedness with all things, including the seemingly inanimate objects around you, that energy will just transfer into your field. It'll just transfer into your spirit and your soul, and you will just feel this greater sense of connectedness, which will in turn raise your vibration and make you feel like an amazing superhuman. So if you've had any fun experiences discovering or connecting with your devices or cars or anything around you, I would love to hear your stories down in the comments below. Again, my name is Amanda, and I am a quantum healer and past life regressionist. I do both in-person and virtual sessions. If you're interested in learning more, you can go to amandaaiko.com. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.